Hello, my name is Ted Smith. I'm the General Manager of the International Hempology 101 Society based in Victoria, British Columbia. The new federal regulations, the marijuana for medical purposes regulations that are replacing the old regulations known as the MMAR, take away patients' rights to grow their own medical marijuana. If you're watching this video, you're likely very concerned about this, as you should be, and as others should be. This short video is not meant to encourage you to become involved, but is going to assume that you are and give you some tools that you can use to fight these new regulations and bring more attention to the need for people to grow their own medicine. And so I'm going to start with showing you a newspaper that we publish and we send across Canada, Cannabis Digest. In it you'll find an article, an ad for rallies that we're organizing on February the 21st. These rallies are 7 days before the end of comments, the comment period that Health Canada has given. Until February 28th, the public is invited to comment about the new regulations. We encourage everyone to comment and state their displeasure with the loss of licenses that patients are facing. Whether you grow marijuana as medicine yourself now, as long as you believe in it, you should be fighting for it. And so we need to do everything that we can, including not just commenting, but getting out on the streets on February 21st. We're trying to organize rallies at every Member of Parliament office across Canada, which is tough because there's well over 300, but we're inviting people to go to the Member of Parliament offices at 11 a.m. on Thursday, February 21st. The time is important because we want to get out in the morning so that we can get sustained media throughout the day, at noon and in the afternoon and throughout. And so getting out early is important. So we hope people can be out from at least noon to 12, although we realize it is the middle of the winter and people may be cold. But if you are cold, you should be able to go into your Member of Parliament office and warm up. And so the rally has several different parts to the campaign. And I should say, if you have a Cannabis Digest, feel free to, after you read the attached article by my friend Owen, feel free to cut out this page and put it up as a poster around to remind people about the date. And so on the day of the actual event, we'll have handouts prepared. They haven't been put out yet. The link will be available soon on a number of web pages. We'll give you the addresses of. And so the handout will have the information to comment to Health Canada, where to send the information. It will also have a phone number. I'll talk about the phone jam to the Minister of Health, but we plan upon mimicking a campaign that we've done before, really not to do much more than to bug the Federal Minister of Health and make a point. But anyway, the phone number for the phone jam will be on the handout as well. And the time and dates that the comments are due by. And so we want to, on February 21st, engage with the public as much as possible and encourage them to write and comment and speak out on this matter, because a lot of people do not realize what is happening, and we need to make them aware of that. And so we not only encourage people to copy the handouts and have them prepared, but we hope people will make signs and banners as well. Just using white sheets and painting on them is a very good way of getting the message out. You can hang them up on all sorts of places, and signs are also very useful. We hope to encourage people on the 21st to just sort of walk around where their Member of Parliament office is, and hopefully be visible to people driving by or walking by. We if the crowd is large enough, each one will be a little bit different. Some there'll only be a few people at, and the others there may be hundreds at. And so at the larger ones, we hope to have some speakers and hope that they'll be a little bit more organized. I'll get to that in the end. But certainly, the more signs that we have and the more visible we are, the better. And we need to try to encourage the signs to be focused towards the point here. So some of the better slogans I think we've come up with are things like "My life, my plant," and "Health, not wealth" is another one I've liked. I think it's the other one here, "Let us grow." Just themes about people growing their own medicine and not having to pay large sums of money for what should be a very inexpensive homegrown medicine. And so we want to encourage people in their signs to express that message. And so we have to take into consideration, again, with the diversity of not just the country but the political parties, that some of the politicians that will be approaching will be friendlier than others. There's even some within the Liberal and NDP that aren't very friendly to these issues, and likewise there's some Conservatives that are. And I think it's really important that we don't appear or angry, if possible, with the staff. That will shut them down and they won't listen. We need to engage with the staff. We need to show them compassionate, intelligent, just average people who need to be listened and need to be accommodated for and allowed to grow their own medicine. And so we're encouraging people to be as polite and respectful as possible with the staff. Even if the staff aren't being very helpful, we need to try and engage with them and embrace them and not turn them off with a negative attitude. And the same goes with people on the streets as well. If you meet people that disagree with what we're doing, just smile and wave. It's not something that you should take offense to other people's ignorance. And just try and encourage them to learn and to listen to your story and about this plant. That should be the main focus of these events, is to engage and embrace with people and encourage them to take our side. And being adversarial about it is not the best approach in these scenarios, in my opinion. And that includes when you get on the phone. We're going to share the Minister of Health, Leona's phone number in Ottawa. We want to basically shut down her office and make it impossible for anyone to do any normal business with her office on that day. And it's not intended to upset any individual, but it is meant to make a point. Many people won't be able to get out that day, not just because of weather, but their own health. A lot of people that depend on this medicine are, sick and dying. It's very true. And so, making a phone call for a lot of people will be as much as they can do. But if that's all they can do, we're going to give them a chance to speak out and to do something and raise a little bit of hell. And speaking of that, one of the things that we're encouraging people to do on that day, if they have a Health Canada license, is to bring a single plant. Not a big spectacular one, just a small one. If you plant it now or clone it now, 3 weeks from now, you have a nice little plant that would just be a wonderful, simple representative of the nature of this plant and just how nice and non-offensive it is. And so for those that do this, you have to consider it is a risk. It is against the conditions of your license. There is a potential chance that you could be charged for that one plant, although the likelihood of conviction might be quite small. But nevertheless, it is a risk. But many people may be willing to take that risk because at this point they face losing all of their plants and having to fight in court if they continue to grow their own medicine. And so this simple act of civil disobedience, where people would be seen literally clutching a plant for their own life, would be one that I think is a powerful visual. And the risk of arrest, I think, is quite minimal. And I think it's again important for us to make a point here and have the most powerful statements that we can with the media. So it's not a smoke out. We're not encouraging people to come and smoke at these events. That in fact would probably deter from the point that we're trying to make. Having people standing there, like I say, gripping onto these plants for their life would be something that would have much more of a powerful statement. And so, as well as having that visual statement, we are encouraging people to write letters to the media, not just on the 21st, but leading up to the 28th. We need to get as much information to the general public about the need for people to grow their own medicine and about how deplorable these new regulations are for taking that away. And so we need to encourage people to write to the media, call the media, encourage the media to come to this campaign. We will have press releases out and be doing our best to get the media engaged. With the more patients and members of the public that help with that as possible, the better. On the day of the event, if you're actually interested in being a speaker, if you think there'll be a large enough crowd at the event, or you're otherwise interested in speaking to the local media, please email me personally, Ted Smith, at hempo101 at gmail.ca. That's HEMPO101 at gmail. And otherwise, you should register at our webpage, Fight the MMPR. And so that webpage you should be able to see visually here on the screen, and otherwise be able to find with a quick search. And so we're trying to make sure that everyone that's protesting is registered. As of today, I believe we have 82 ridings across Canada where people are registered. So it's likely we'll have over 100. I'd like to have over half the ridings in Canada, but I'm a bit of a dreamer, but we'll see how it goes. Certainly, the more people that speak out, the better. And this may be one of our very few opportunities to do that about these new regulations. So I encourage you to participate in this event, to share information about what we're doing, share our posters, and otherwise encourage people to comment and engage with the government on all levels about this matter. We need people to be able to grow their own medicine without fear of persecution, and this law is a severe punishment for people that have not just maintained but improved their lives by growing their own herb. And so we need to fight back in every means possible. So thank you very much for joining me in this video and this campaign. Have a great day. Smoke them for God.